Let me ask you something and be honest with yourself. Have you ever looked around and thought, damn, why do some marriages look unbreakable, loyal, rock solid, while others are just walking disasters full of lies, betrayal, and fake smiles? And here's the real kicker. Have you noticed how some women preach about loyalty, love, and commitment, but behind closed doors, their actions are a whole different story? Yeah, no one likes to talk about this, but today we're ripping the mask off. No sugarcoating, no feel-good nonsense, just the brutal, uncomfortable truth about what really happens in certain marriages and why some married women suddenly start acting in ways you'd never expect until it's too late. Now listen, this isn't about bitterness. This is about awareness, about understanding the reality most men are blind to until life slaps them straight in the face. And if you're someone who respects the Stoic mindset like I do, then you already know the truth doesn't care about your feelings. The truth doesn't ask for permission. A Stoic man doesn't cry over what he can't control. But he also doesn't walk around blind to what's happening right in front of him. He sees reality for what it is, cold, raw, unfiltered, and he moves accordingly. Why? Marriage doesn't mean she's off the market. Because when you choose to ignore reality, reality punishes you. Simple as that. So stick with me till the end, because what I'm about to share, no one's telling you this out loud, but trust me, every man needs to hear it. Before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe. If you're ready to transform how you handle relationships using the power of Stoicism, every video is a step toward mastering your mindset and building stronger, more meaningful connections. All right, picture this for a second. In a perfect world, a world that only exists in Disney movies, a married woman is supposed to be like a fortress, strong, loyal, untouchable. A woman who stood at that altar, looked her man in the eyes and swore, "I'm yours forever." In good times, in bad, in sickness, in health, till death do us part. Sounds beautiful, right? But let's get real. Life doesn't work like a fairy tale. See, when a married woman suddenly starts giving her attention to another man, I promise you, it's never by accident. Nah, that move is calculated. It's intentional. Whether it's conscious or not, it comes from something brewing deep inside. Before marriage, she plays the game like a pro. She keeps her guard up. She makes you jump through hoops. You've got to prove yourself. Show her you've got discipline, stability, value, because she's selecting the best deal. The man who can secure her future. That's female nature. And honestly, that's the psychology behind why married women can seem easier to seduce. It's strategy. It's survival. But here's where most men stay blind. Once the ring slides on, once the contract's signed, the hunt is over, the mission complete. And when the mission's over, the mask slowly starts slipping off. Because here's the harsh truth. What once felt like devotion can quietly transform into boredom, into restlessness, into this craving for freedom, adventure, novelty. Something that feels alive again, even if it's reckless, even if it's temporary, even if it's destructive. Now play this scenario in your mind. A guy spots her wedding ring. It's shining loud, obvious, a walking red flag. Sometimes she even looks him dead in the eyes and says, "I'm married." Any man with half a brain should take that as a warning, right? You think, back off, not my lane. But if he doesn't, if he ignores that flashing warning sign, the rules change completely. Why? Because now he's no longer dealing with the same woman her husband married. No more filters, no more expectations, no pressure for flowers, dates, validation, or grand romantic gestures. No strings, no responsibilities. She wants one thing, an escape. Not from her life entirely, just from the monotony, from the routine, from the predictable man she already conquered. And the guy? He plays his role perfectly. They both know the deal. No obligations, no commitments, just raw, primal satisfaction. Stability feeds the craving for chaos. Scratch the itch. Feed the ego. Feel alive for a moment, then they walk away like nothing ever happened. Back to their roles, back to pretending. But here's where it gets dark. If that man starts catching feelings, if he starts thinking, maybe I'm different, maybe I'm the one who can change her, that's when the hammer drops. Because reality doesn't care about your feelings. Stoicism teaches this harsh but liberating truth. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. But this only works if you see reality for what it is, not what you wish it was. A Stoic man accepts what's in front of him, clear-eyed and detached. He doesn't lie to himself. He doesn't fantasize that temporary pleasure means permanent loyalty. He doesn't mistake validation for value. And when the pressure comes, when the little game stops being fun for her, she does exactly what's expected. She chooses her marriage, her stability, her comfort, because that's what she signed up for. And the guy is left standing there, confused, hurt, angry, asking himself, what the hell just happened? Let me be brutally clear. If respect wasn't there from the start, it won't magically appear later. Marriage doesn't change people. It amplifies who they already are. If a woman didn't respect her man before the vows, she's not going to start after the paperwork. If cheating is in her nature, it's not a mistake, it's a pattern. And here's how some men fall into this trap, waiting around, hoping she'll change. That's not hope, that's self-delusion. To every man listening, stop ignoring red flags because of lust, loneliness, or ego. A Stoic man doesn't beg for respect. He commands it by living in truth, by mastering himself, by understanding that not everything is meant to be controlled, but everything can be observed, accepted, and acted upon. So let me ask you, are you the man who learns from other men's mistakes, or the one who has to bleed to finally wake up? Before we go deeper, drop this in the comments. I see the game for what it is. Let me tell you something wild. There was a survey of 500 men. Over 60% admitted they've hooked up with a married woman at least once, and around 40% said the woman made the first move. This proves one thing. Men aren't always the ones chasing. Sometimes the hunter becomes the hunted. But here's where it gets messy. If the guy catches feelings, it's like getting on an emotional roller coaster with no brakes, because she doesn't want commitment, just escape. And if he asks for more, she drops him instantly. Why does she risk it? Because she feels untouchable. Her lifestyle is secured. She has a safety net. And this isn't rare. You see it everywhere. Celebrities, politicians, wealthy people. Stories of marriages falling apart over something that started small. So what should a guy do? Be real with yourself. You're not her future, just a distraction. Stop trying to change her. And understand, this game always comes with consequences. When marriages fall into routine and boredom, the chances of seeking excitement increase. Add social environments, alcohol, or attention, and the risk grows even more. Many women want security, but once they have it, some lose respect for the man who provides it, especially if he becomes too soft. The more he tries to please, the less attractive he becomes. She starts craving excitement instead. And the sad part? Most men don't even see it coming. For some, cheating doesn't even feel like betrayal. It feels like harmless excitement. But the truth is simple. If respect disappears, everything else follows. A man who tolerates disrespect encourages more of it. These situations don't fix themselves, they get worse. It's like a house that looks perfect outside but is rotting inside. One storm and everything collapses. So why even play this game? History is full of men who destroyed their lives over temporary pleasure, and women who lost everything thinking they were untouchable. Here's the bottom line. No respect, no loyalty. Marriage doesn't guarantee anything. Respect, trust, and commitment must be built daily. Without that, it's just two people pretending everything is fine until it's too late. Married women may seem easier because there's no expectation of romance, just results. But the moment emotions get involved, everything falls apart. If a man starts seeing her as his future, it's over. She's not leaving her husband, she's protecting her life. So remember, if there's no respect at the beginning, don't expect it later. Marriage doesn't fix people, it reveals them. Stop ignoring red flags. Value yourself. When you respect yourself, others will too. And ask yourself, what do you really want? Commitment or temporary thrill? Life isn't a rough draft. Every choice has consequences. If this hit you hard, then you're just scratching the surface. There's more to learn if you truly want to understand women and master yourself. Before you go, like the video, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments.